If you're a creator selling digital products, I'm curious, how much effort do you put into getting the sale versus what happens after you get the sale? Now, if you are like most people, I'm going to guess you probably put way more attention on getting the sale because that's the most important thing, right? We're creators. We have a business and our business is selling. Our business is digital products. And the more people that we can encourage to buy our products, the more successful our business is going to be. However, in order to do that, we need to be constantly getting leads, whether that is through Facebook, whether that is through visibility activities, getting in front of other people's audiences, organic content. It's a lot of work to get in front of those people. Once you have got in front of someone and convinced them that you are the person that they should buy a product from, that they trust you enough, that your values are aligned, and all those things that happens in that long nurture process, once someone has decided that, they are so much more likely to then buy another product. But if they buy a product and they trust you and they go through the sales process, they buy it, and then you kind of ghost them after it, well, maybe they're not going to be quite so convinced. And there are a lot of things that you could potentially do to make sure that doesn't happen, to nurture the people that come into your world. And maybe take a little bit of the effort off the getting the sales process on the front end and put a little bit of that effort into the onboarding and nurturing and relationship building that can happen after the sale. And then you don't need to do as much work because those people who've come into your world, they've bought, they're going to be the type of people who, when you have something new for sale, they're going to be like, oh, great. If they're selling, of course I'm going to buy because I already know them. I love them. Everything that they do is fantastic. That's the type of buyer that you want to have. And to get them, you need to make sure that you are nurturing them into your world. Make sure some of the things that probably seem really obvious but are so often overlooked are taken care of. Make sure that people who have bought an online training or a membership know exactly where to go to access what they've bought. Make sure there's no friction points and it's really easy. Don't give them 15 steps of things that they need to do. Just tell them one step. Give them one step at a time. And make sure that that is the most important step. Hey, here's how you access what you've bought. If you're not sure where to start, give them a quick start guide, especially if you've got something that's really overwhelming. If you have a membership with a lot of content, direct them to the thing that you think would be most helpful. If you want to guide them to what will be most helpful based on their situation, direct them to some kind of quiz or onboarding survey or something like that. And then once they fill it out, then direct them to what is going to be of most help for them. It's something that I see really often, and honestly, I'm so guilty of it myself because, like I said, our businesses thrive around us making sales, and you feel like all that effort's got to go onto the copy and, getting leads and nurturing them and all of that kind of stuff. But the most valuable customers that you have are customers you've already got. So every little thing that you can do to inspire trust, to help them feel like buying from you was a really great decision, is going to help you then make future sales with a whole lot less effort. Now, some of these things can be automated, like having little automated check-ins, creating email sequences so that as someone, when they've joined your product, over the first few weeks, you guide them to the things that are going to help them most. Maybe it can even be automated based on actions and activities. You can use things like gamification to keep people engaged. When they hit milestones, send them an email and give them a little digital badge. There's a reason why things like Apple Watch has the little challenges and the rings, because people like completing. All you get from it is a little graphic made of some pixels. It's not even that valuable, but it's that little dopamine hit, that little, oh yeah, I achieved something. And that's what's going to give people that sense of value. That's what's going to give them that sense of, I made a really good decision with buying this product. And if you've got a program or a product that is some kind of ongoing subscription offer, like a membership, a coaching program that is open-ended, then constantly kind of reminding people of how this is going to help them, how this is really good value for them, is going to encourage them to stay and not churn. You can do so much work if you have a membership to get 100, 200 members in and huge launch and all the rest of it. But if you're not doing things to keep all of those members engaged, you may find that you'll have people drop off after a time. They'll come in, everyone will be all excited, and then they might be like, oh, okay, what do I do now? Like, You might have a big onboarding party in the beginning and people come in, but then what? Are you directing people to the things that are going to help them most? Are you showcasing the most important parts of your membership? Are you encouraging people to be active and be part of it? If you have a course, when you are selling people into the course, are you directing them through the different modules and guiding them to the lessons and encouraging them to keep going? Having little checkpoints. Maybe it's as people complete certain lessons, you can have yeah, awesome. Well done. That's really great. Now you know this. Next step is that, and guide them to those things. It's not just one thing. There's probably 100 little things that you could do. And of course, you don't need to do all of them, but just starting to layer those little things in is going to help grow the relationship. And growing the relationship with your existing customers, honestly, it is just such a beautiful thing, because that's then going to create those super fan customers who'll just buy anything that you're selling just because they love you so much and they know that it's going to be great value based on their past experiences. So it's just a little reminder to check in with that process. One of the things that I do with my clients when I'm working with them is sometimes I'll actually go through that entire process from sign up. I'll pretend to be a student, because when you're really close to it, sometimes you don't see it yourself, because this is your baby. This is the thing that you've created and you're probably really proud of it. I think it's awesome. And I'm sure it is really awesome. But just having those fresh eyes, doing it for yourself or getting someone else to sign up and tell you hey, could you find everything? Did you get the emails? Did you, get overwhelmed? Were you underwhelmed? What is the experience? What actually happens? And I always, always, always recommend to be your own customer. So go through the sales process from the sales page to the checkout, sign up and actually pay. See what happens after you pay. Where do you land? And then do you know what to do? Or are you there going, what do I do now? I'm not sure. Do you get one email? Do you get 20 emails? What happens in your inbox and in that series of going and signing up for something and then trying to access it and use it? Are you able to easily use it, or do you go into that program and feel a bit lost? Now, when it's something that is your own, it can be a bit tricky because you've got that bias because you created it, so you know where to look. So that's where it can be helpful. You probably heard of people talking about the grandmother test. It's can your grandmother understand what to do? Maybe you could make it, the family test, get people in your family to sign up and give their honest opinion. Could be a little bit brutal, but sometimes that's what you need. You need people to actually go through it and help you see the things that you don't see, and encourage your members as well, the people in your programs, to tell you and share how they feel. Have check-ins with them, do surveys, ask them what they get the most value of and things, that they're using the most, because often we create these memberships and courses and coaching programs and can put all this stuff into it. All of our heart goes into it. All of these resources go into it. And then we find people are mainly, 90% of the customers are using 10% of it and the rest isn't needed or just not getting enough attention. So maybe we can focus more on the things that people are using. So there's so many things. There's I could probably make a video. I could probably do a series of 100 little things that you could do to help nurture those relationships. But it's such an important thing. I forget it myself sometimes. So this is not something that's a new versus experienced. It's really easy to put all that focus on the sales because that is the thing that keeps our businesses going. But how much easier would it be to sell to people where the whole process was shortened because people are already on your list. They already trust you. They already know you. You can give them an offer and they're like, yes, please. If you're making it, I already know it's going to be good. So shut up and take my money. That's the dream, right? And all the things that we can do after the sale is what is going to help that happen. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know, is this something that you battle with? Are you someone who puts most of the emphasis on the sales and could maybe do a little bit more on the onboarding and the post-purchase to try and improve those relationships, to nurture those relationships with your customer? I'm curious and I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this, please like the video. I always do a little happy dance when people like and they subscribe. See you from the Unicorn Advisory. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.